I first learned that We Charity was being proposed to deliver the program on May 8th, when the CSSG was to go before full cabinet.
There you have it. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said he didn't know anything about We, a charity he and his family are very close to, getting the contract to run the Canada Summer Student Service Grant until May the 8th. He said May the 8th multiple times. Now, never mind that We had been lobbying his government and senior ministers for about a month at this point, asking for a government contract, including a contract to run a summer student service grant type program. And never mind that when he made the announcement on April 22nd that such a program would come, his government was already using the language of We with their promise of the I Want to Help portal, using a website that We had registered. Well, in 2019, forget all of that. Trudeau says that he never heard about this until May the 8th. And when he found out, well, that's when he pulled the plug.
We both knew that We Charity was known to be connected to people in our government, including myself, as I'd spoken at their events in the past. So we knew that the selection of We Charity would be closely scrutinized. We wanted to make sure that the process and decision were the best possible in the circumstances. So I decided to pull the CSSG proposal from the cabinet agenda for May 8th so that further work could be done.
Now, the problem is that Trudeau says he pulled it back. He didn't really pull the plug. He pulled it back and said, well, we need more time to look at this. There are going to be questions asked about my involvement. And yet when it came to actually voting on this, a couple of weeks later, on May 22nd, he did not recuse himself. Neither did Bill Morneau, neither did Seamus O'Regan, who has close contacts with We, having raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for the charity through a different organization. Neither did Katie Telford, his chief of staff. None of them recused themselves from helping make this decision around the cabinet table. And that is the problem. This is what we're dealing with, a conflict of interest. Bill Morneau's family took a $41,000 vacation with We. Justin Trudeau's family has received hundreds of thousands of dollars in speaking fees and in travel expenses to be flown around the world and across Canada at the expense of We or one of their affiliated groups. And they never thought, you know what? We should not be part of making this decision. That's what led Conservative MP Michael Barrett to ask a very blunt question of the Prime Minister.
Prime Minister, just looking for a number. How many times would one of your ministers need to be found guilty of breaking the Conflict of Interest Act for you to fire them? How many times, sir?
Obviously, our cabinet is formed of extraordinary individuals who serve their country, and I have confidence in their ability to do just that.
Well, Bill Morneau is about to be found guilty of violating the Conflict of Interest and Ethics Act, well, a second time. Trudeau is about to be found guilty of violating it a third time. There's no way that Mario Dion, the Ethics Commissioner, won't find them in violation of the Act. And what will the consequence be? Not much. Nothing. In fact, no one will be fired. They might face a small fine, and that's going to be it. When the people at the top don't follow the ethics rules, the act, the law laid out before them, why should the people at the bottom be following, whether they're backbench MPs, lower-level cabinet ministers, or even civil servants? Why should anyone bother following the Ethics Act if the people at the top are ignoring it? And that's what Justin Trudeau is doing, ignoring that he should not be part of making decisions when his family is intimately involved, making lots of money from an organization that he's giving our money to. That's what this comes down to. He's giving our money, not his own, not government money, our money to an organization he's close to, and not seeing that that in itself is a problem.